So just a few minutes ago, we were hearing here on BBC Radio Jersey about the vindication for the Hillsborough families after the 23-year struggle. Well, Neil from St Clement has given us a call on 720-255. That's 720-255. You can do that too. Hi, Neil.
Yeah, morning, Kerry. Thanks for letting me on.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
what can I do for you today?
Just like to say, first of all, R.I.P. The victims and everything of Hillsborough. It was a huge tragedy. And I'd like to say it's a mirror image of what went on with Hillsborough and the media to what's gone on, in my opinion, with the Jersey child abuse and the media. With the Hillsborough thing, as in with the Jersey child abuse tragedies, the media, the mainstream media, professional media, didn't question the party line. They just repeated what they were told. And it's been the exact same thing with the Jersey child abuse. When has the media ever questioned the party line? When
you say the party line...
The party line. Well, obviously, then they were saying that that there was people urinating over the victims, pickpocketing the dead people. It was the crowd's fault. That's what all the media was saying there, including the BBC.
Why do you think the media would do that, Neil? In what interest would that be for the media?
Well, it's because the media don't bother asking any questions, particularly, in my opinion, in Jersey. They don't ask questions.
So it's just laziness?
It could be laziness, it could be complicity. That's for people to make up their own mind. It's one or the other, isn't it? They get given, especially in Jersey, they get given a press release by the communications unit, and they just repeat it. You know, and just don't question anything. Don't forget, we had the Home Affairs Minister, Ian Lamarca, on the Talkback show, telling us that 65 teeth fell through a gap in a floorboard, with roots still attached to them. Not one of the media questioned that. We had Mick Gradwell telling us that the cellars didn't exist, and the bloggers have proved they did exist. They told us the teeth were left for tooth fairies. None of the media have ever questioned any of this. The only thing the media have questioned in Jersey about the child abuse disaster is how much Lenny Harper paid for a prawn cocktail in a London restaurant. So, you know, I think the day will come when the truth will all come out, and I think it's got to be shown what the media played and what they didn't play.
And obviously the media has a responsibility to report what is what we know to be 100% accurate.
Well, 65 teeth fell through a gap in a floorboard with some roots still attached is accurate. And you've reported that.
You said yourself that you heard that on BBC Radio Jersey, so there was a platform for that to be said, although I have to say I didn't hear that conversation.
Yeah, but, you know, some of the...
So you did hear that here on BBC Radio Jersey?
Yeah, but some of the nonsense that has been put out, you know, the Mick Gradwell and David Walkup press conference, you know, this is, again, it's a mirror image of Hillsborough. They said nothing new. They said nothing different to what Lenny Harper had already said. Lenny Harper had said there had been no murders up at Haute de la Garenne, or they couldn't prove those, but it was all the exact same. So what I'm saying is that the media have got an obligation to just stop repeating everything they're told, because they've been told some complete and utter nonsense, and they just go out repeating it. And, you know, one day the Jersey abuse victims will get, in my opinion, the truth will come out and they will be vindicated. Don't forget it was in the Jersey Evening Post where they wrote, oh, you're about to pay out millions of pounds of compensation to the victims. How do you feel about that? Turning the table on the victims as if they're the bad people in all this. It's the perpetrators that are the bad people in all this. And I think that if the media did their job, instead of just repeating what they're told, none of this would happen. And I think there will come a day, as there has with the Leveson inquiry, the Parliamentary Select Committee inquiry, and now there's Hillsborough, of showing just how, they've shown how corrupt the media is, the unethical, how unethical the mainstream media is. So, you know, and there will come a day... Do you
sorry to interrupt, but do you feel like the Leveson inquiry is going to come out with good results? Do you think it's going to help what you're talking about today?
Well,
if it is indeed true.
The Leveson inquiry, because every time that they say, because, a majority of the bloggers in Jersey only deal in evidence and facts and documentation. And as you well know, all this stuff gets leaked to the bloggers and not the mainstream media over here. So the mainstream media aren't trusted. Now, but the Leveson inquiry, what the Leveson inquiry has proven so far is that the mainstream media is not regulated.
So do you think the inquiry is going to improve the standards of the media as a whole?
Well, that remains to be seen. I haven't seen the report. I can only go, he hasn't written his report yet. But in the meantime, the Press Complaints Commission have already been shown to be a complete waste of time. There's no regulation of the mainstream media in reality. I mean, on paper there is, but in reality there's not. So what I would like to see is the mainstream media start asking questions that we've been told. Whoever championed the Hillsborough victims when this was going on? Who in the mainstream media? It's all right to jump on the Sun's case right now, but what role did the BBC play when that was going on? What role did the ITV play when this was all going on? Who championed the victims for the Hillsborough disaster? And who has ever on this island championed the cause for the victims of the child abuse? Not one of the mainstream media have.
Okay, Neil. Thank you very much for giving us a call today.